Greetings from the Venus Division in Seoul, Korea. Here at the GSTL, it's time for our second set of games. We have ZeNEX against the team StarTale. It's going to be pretty epic, man.
That it is.
Now, let's face it, there is a favorite here. It is StarTale. They've had a considerable amount of success, but ZeNEX is rapidly growing, rapidly improving, and here they come out now.
There they are, a team with some really great players and some not as great players. ZeNEX line, one of my favorites, beyond quite good as well. I think those two are going to be the stars of today. Will they use Kyrix? They normally don't use him in the team league, so that'll be something interesting to see.
2, 3, ZeNEX!
Wow. You should have been a male cheerleader.
I should have. I'd be like the one where I have to like balance like 2 or 3 girls on my shoulders and stuff. I'd be, no, is that Dance Squad? What is that?
No, that can be that. But I don't know, man. I know you. I feel like that's not you. I feel like you're actually like the first rung up. Your knees are like shaking as you step on someone's hands to be the second rung up on the pyramid.
Is that what I would be? You can imagine.
Either that or you're
somebody
just like,
standing on me with my inert back and be like, oh, God. I feel my spine compressing. All right, there is the team ZeNEX. Let's take a look at a little bit of their history, in case you're not familiar with the GSTL.
Round of 4, round of 8, round of 8. Well, ZeNEX Puzzle is their captain, the guy who knocked out Chef, unfortunately, from Code 8.
I don't want to talk about it.
No.
ZeNEX is similar to FOU. We'd probably classify them as a Tier 2 team.
Yes.
Tier 1 basically only having 4 teams.
Yes.
Tier 2 team, obviously it's still very good. And look at this. I like these poses. Somebody fire a gun or ZeNEX Beyond is going to run through your screen right now.
That he is tasteless.
Let's see here. Who else has got some cool poses here? Looks like ZeNEX Hack is sneaking up behind ZeNEX Naya. He's got a secret to tell him. And, yeah, we got some other great players. Ice Cream, Young, Puzzle.
Ice cream, man.
Ice cream.
What's your favorite flavor?
Cookie dough ice cream.
I think that's like everyone's favorite flavor, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is, actually.
I'm pretty sure it actually just
Somebody's like, no, strawberry. No, man, strawberry's not going to be a good favorite ice cream. I hate it when people have wrong opinions.
Isn't that terrible?
That's sad.
I don't know why they do that. They're ruining esports.
They're ruining esports.
People that like cherry ice cream.
Yeah.
Well, cherry's in your ice cream.
I need to get outraged. It's time for my outrage blog post about how it's ruining esports.
You know what? Will you help me by upvoting on Reddit, Tasus? We can put, does anyone else think that Tasus needs to calm down on the jokes about ruining esports?
Because it's ruining esports when he says it's ruining esports.
Today I learned that Tasus doesn't know what he's talking about when he's talking about ruining esports, and it's ruining esports.
Because when I say it's ruining esports, I really mean it. When he says it's ruining esports, he's making fun of people who say it's ruining esports, and that's ruining esports. Oh, God. You just will never be a happy person.
Don't you think that we should just be allowed to at least discuss
Let's
this as a
face it,
community?
guys.
Love it. I love my life.
I love life. So, look, ZeNEX is a very good team. They're very talented. And, you know, I think sometimes they're overshadowed a little bit by Line and Beyond, but they do have other good players as well, which we'll probably be seeing early on here. But here is a team that they have to play against. It's StarTale.
Sick team indeed.
Whoa,
that?
puberty boys.
Sick team indeed. We see that head coach right there. His side coach, Lizard, Bomber, Squirtle, Ace,
This is kind of an all-star team.
Yeah,
it's got all sorts of players,
tasteless.
A lot of different old school, new school. It's really going to be tough for ZeNEX to win this.
It definitely is, man. I mean, these guys have such experience behind them. They've performed time and time again.
Right. 1, 2, 3. I thought I could predict it. All right. I felt like they were trying to all hold their hand over like a geyser which is going to go off. Like if we just apply enough pressure.
It's like one guy is doing it and his face is getting red. He's like, this is so hard. And then his teammates who previously didn't like him because he was a jerk. They go over and first guy goes over and he looks him in the eye and puts his hand on top of his hand. Then everyone else comes in and they do it together and they save the day.
That's called teamwork, Artosis. So, now the question is... Oh, excuse me. Shouldn't get ahead of myself here. Let's take a look at StarTale and their history.
Runner-up in February, then a round of 4, then a round of 8. Getting worse and worse.
Actually, yeah. How about that? Let's see. I guess when I thought about them before, I was always focused on some of their older accomplishments. But they are going to have, as you can see, as of May, they have actually some room for improvement here.
They certainly do, and they've bolstered their lineup recently, getting Trickster and Fruitdealer from TSL. So, but those players are not going to be playing here today. I think they have to wait till at least sometime from now, maybe next season, to do that.
Is that actually true? Is that the rule of the team now?
I believe that's the case. You have to submit your roster ahead of time. Notice they are not here. Curious Sound, Bomber, Virus, Hope Torch. No, not Hope Torch. It's Rainbow. Who typed that? Get the producer out here.
Get the PD out here. It's ruining esports.
Tiger, Squirtle, King Kong, and Ace.
Oh my God, our producer just informed us that he once again changed his ID.
It's not happening.
Back to Hope Torch. I'm going to go back there.
He's going to have to actually sue.
We're going to have an intervention. We're all going to be like, hey, come on out. We're going to... Where do we go for an intervention?
Applebee's.
We're going to Applebee's. And he's going to be like, oh, I love Applebee's.
He's like, bloomin' onion. I'm like, bloomin'
onion, man. And then we're going to be like, all right, listen, everybody is worried about you. Stop.
He like has a
back
piece of
to that
bloomin' onion in his hand, and he has a smile on his face about to put it in his mouth, and he's just like, oh.
And then mom and dad walk into the room. Mm-hmm. That one counselor guy or whatever.
And then some total jerk told the restaurant that it was his birthday, and they come out with a cake singing to him while he's crying because he's having an intervention.
Happy birthday, Rainbow. He's like, my idea is Hope Torture. Oh. All right, here's a shot of the team now.
Quite a strong lineup.
Yeah, that's everybody on that team is so good. There is the head of the team leagues, showing a little wax on, wax off with his hands. And number 2 being discussed here. Don't know what else to say.
Oh, yeah, 2-2. That's one more than
they
one.
They might be doing a game of rock, paper, scissors right now. We did see the sign for paper. So if you both go paper, but I have paper and rock, then I go back to paper, paper. All right. It made sense.
Wow. Seriously. Seriously. I'm just like looking you in awe, man. You are so funny.
We're on camera and we're doing it.
It's time to not hunch anymore.
I swear to God, we're not on camera. I look like I'm sitting on a toilet. I'm like, ugh.
That's how I sit everywhere, Tasteless.
When we're not on camera, we're in like a totally different pose and stuff. I got my feet on the table like this.
Mm-hmm.
Dan is knitting a sweater because Dan likes to knit a lot.
Crocheting, actually.
Crocheting?
I like to crochet.
He doesn't like to crochet, but he'll go with any
joke. I used to crochet, actually.
Really?
Yeah, man. I used to, like...
How many things I'm like supposed to be? I am like your best friend. And like, I find out all sorts of stuff about this guy when I commentate with him.
Yeah, man. I don't know. That was a long time ago, but like back when I had guinea pigs, I crocheted them guinea pig sweaters, and I put them on, right? But guinea pigs like basically drag themselves on the ground. They're like so low. They got like their legs are like that big.
You like try to touch them and you get shocked?
Basically.
No, wait a minute. Wait,
so, like,
are you actually serious? Or
I'm serious right now, man. My grandmother helped me make them. So basically, they would try to walk. They'd start walking, and it would just come right off on the rug. Just like it never stayed on one time. I was just like, oh, I'm like, Nanny, it didn't work. She's like, oh, really? It dragged off? I'm like, yeah. And so the guinea pig.
What kind of guinea pig sweater was it?
A crocheted one, man, made out of yarn.
They have like a guinea pig turtleneck, came up like this.
It had a little piece that like went up a little bit more on the head. I don't know why it had that piece.
Did you do one of those things where you're like, I'm going to give him, crocheted little bunny ears on him because it's like, I have a guinea pig, but I want him to have rabbit ears. It's like, you think it's cute. Have you seen The Island of Dr. Moreau? All right. That's messed up.
Oh, that movie, Tasteless.
That's one of those movies. It's like, you shouldn't have tampered with nature. It's like, oh, shut up, man. You guys, Avatar, and what's the one movie with the sharks that are eating the people and the
Jaws?
And the one where Morgan Freeman's like giving that speech and a shark like comes out and eats it.
No, I have no idea.
I've seen it so many times.
I don't know how they afford Morgan Freeman for a movie like
then
that.
Fern Gully comes in and I'm like, look, oh God, you're preachy movies. You shouldn't check the unknown. Yes, we should.
What movie said that?
Oh, it's the theme of those movies, man.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, no, the theme in Avatar. The
The
theme in Avatar is it's like human beings are kind of greedy and like nature is really. And then the dude decides to become a Na'vi. He's like worse than that. What's the guy, the wolf guy in Wing Commander? Like just totally sold out his whole species. All right. Anyways, on to this actual match. We have ZeNEX Beyond. He would sell out his human species. ZeNEX Beyond, we just discovered is double jointed in his arms. Elbows. Yep. ZeNEX Beyond is good, and this is actually a very smart move to bring him out.
Yeah, he's a strong player to lead with, man. He's something else, and he's a Terran. Who will he be fighting against? Will it be another TBT? Because he is so good at TBT.
Could be Artosis. I mean,
Actually, did not check.
If it is,
I know there's people that are like, well, we already know. I didn't check. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've actually been really busy since we got back from NASL.
I didn't check. His
really
busy.
busy.
Didn't ask anyone. I want to be surprised.
We got the MLG guys
No
in
spoilers
town.
for me.
Him out.
Let me think of something that can spoil it.
I wish Artosis knew that before he came in. It's ruining esports. No, it isn't, man. You need to learn how to be happy. Huh?
He has all the Gatorades. I went out to look for a Gatorade. I had to get him out and do.
Oh, man. Yun.
Not a huge soda drinker, but Pepsi sponsors us, and therefore I love Mountain Dew. And who is
now? Who is
Sound.
that? That's Sound. We know nothing about this guy.
Well, to beat Beyond in a TBT, you better be faster than the speed of Sound, Cases. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
You know the first man-made invention to break the speed of sound?
No.
A whip.
A whip?
A whip. The end of the whip. Got going
Breaks
so fast.
speed of sound.
Yeah.
You are smart.
I am.
And handsome.
But someone tweeted at me that I was actually wrong. The blue part of the plane isn't hotter. Apparently there's less oxygen. So I don't know how that works with Hellions. But
well, I mean, when you see a giant explosion, it's not blue. I mean, the gas stove is blue.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I figure, it comes out and like it has to get cooler as it rises, right? That would make sense, right?
Right.
People like stars aren't blue. I'm like, blue giants are blue. They're like, there aren't blue giants. There's only red giants. I'm like,
All right, so head-to-head. Look, Sound should not be the favorite in any circumstance. StarTale, the team is the favorite, but if Terran versus Terran against Beyond, Beyond is going to be the favorite.
This is going to be no Beyond for Sound.
No, it's not.
If he falls in the forest, does anyone hear him while Beyond chops his head off with Marines?
And the answer is, does it really matter? All right, the game is loading. Head-to-head, Terran versus Terran. Beyond against Sound. Well, Beyond, I think, actually one of the most established Terran versus Terran experts with his own tactical style. Manage to lose against an unknown Sound. But then again, don't forget, he's on Team StarTale. We could see the debut. Some very unique strategies from a very new player. We're going to find out. You the Gaunt Flames.
Dragon in a cage in the studios. It's one of his kind. Why not just use pyrotechnics? Because weird.
Over here in the bottom left on the Team ZeNEX, we have ZeNEX Beyond. He's really good. I really got a lot of respect for this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. Over here in the center right location, a member of the Team StarTale.
StarTale, Sounder.
Sounder.
Turns out, Tasteless, I was right. The Blue Flames are hotter. Bam. Guy who told me I'm wrong, you're wrong.
What, somebody else messaged you on Twitter?
That's right, Tasteless. Add us on Twitter. I'm Artosis. He's Call Me Tasteless. If you don't, you're ruining esports. Also,
you're ruining
GOMTV.
esports, man. And add GOMTV. and tweet at us, because otherwise you just don't care about esports. You don't understand that it'll probably just all fall apart in a week from now.
Because of you.
Because of you.
Don't do it. All right, so we have a gas first build here from Bjorn. That makes me happy and excited, because that means tech. I love to see mech. One Banshee into mech is one of my favorite builds in this matchup at the moment.
Yeah, that's a good build. That's really started picking up now. Now, we did fix this map a little bit. The ZeNEX Watchtower used to stay there the entire time. Now it destructs. And that's good because of turn versus turn. Frankly, having one ZeNEX Watchtower in the center of the map makes that actually so overly, insanely important that, like, it screws up siege tank versus siege tank. And it ruins esports. So we didn't want to do that.
The more you do it, the funnier it gets. It's actually so funny. The joke is funny like the first 2 times, and it's like gets less and less funny, then suddenly it's so funny.
Well, there's always the crybaby thread, man. There's like, I just don't know. I live in a realm of doubt and fear. All right.
So, using that watchtower while he still can. Interesting choice to just have an SCV sitting at a watchtower. I feel like it might be a better choice to have him sitting near the ramp. If you're going to be losing mining time, you may as well see exactly when they move out instead of a while after. Now we do have our StarTale player going for a double gas after command. Quick starport for Bjorn. Does look like it's going to be a single Banshee. Will he go into mech with it? Oh, I sure hope so, Tasis. Thanks for asking.
No problem.
I appreciate that you're concerned with the things I'm concerned with. Whether they mean something to you or not, it's the thought that counts. This is how relationships stay healthy.
Yeah. So, we got a little bit of downtime until this first Banshee comes out and we see how effective the harassment is.
With that second gas, our StarTale player is actually getting a second barracks. Kind of interesting.
And who would have thought the SCV dies before the ZeNEX Watchtower does?
That's all he wanted from the time he was born, is to see.
Ooh, he's got to be careful here. Whoa.
Cool. Decent scouting by Bjorn.
Pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
Pretty decent. Talking like
funny.
a bro.
That's funny. Reactor being made on the barracks. Still Hellions being pumped out as well. I'm just waiting to see if he wants to actually, yeah, he's going to make the command center. But does he want to go mech? And perhaps factory going up for our StarTale player.
Concussive shells as well. Now one player going for Banshee, while the other going for a concussive shell. This Banshee could do actually a lot more damage than we would normally expect it to.
Hellions are getting ready to double team with the Banshee. The Marines should be pulled to go over to where the Banshee is. No Marauder being made, just Marines, so that Hellions, if they get the Marines lined up, could be extremely effective.
Now these Marines are not going to be guarding the entrance, so...
Yeah. Hellions are going to come right up that ramp and kill that first Marine, no doubt. And, wow, well, now we have the Marines lining up!
Oh, man!
Bjorn has to multitask well here, can't lose at the Banshee.
This is a really tough moment to multitask as well.
Indeed it is. Oh, and going after RCVs instead of hitting that line of Marines with 3 Hellion shots, he would have actually killed all those 4 Marines right there. Banshee's still doing a good job. Softened up a lot of stuff. 6 workers killed, not bad.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
But it was really just 5 for that attack.
Yeah.
This one was actually that SCV at the ZeNEX Watchtower that's now gone.
Quite true, Tasteless. We do have the Banshee coming back in, trying to get some more kills. Blue Flame is on the way for Bjorn, and he's adding another factory. Tasteless, I think we may see. Which would just be awesome. Be dandy and swell.
All right. So, again, a little bit more downtime. Now the attack was deflected. I think actually Sound did a pretty good job considering how technical that attack was.
But, you know, Bjorn's taking a little lead. He's up at 32 SCVs against 26. He's going to land at the expansion before Sound is.
Yeah.
Sound somehow won't hear it. Doesn't have any scouts over there in range.
Not listening. And, yeah, I mean, for the time being, Sound is still kind of bunkered into his base.
Well, nice little pressure attack is coming over. Marines with no real upgrades. And a medevac with 3 blue-flamed Hellions.
Well, his stim is, no, excuse me, that's actually for Sound. I was going to say stim is getting the lair. Nice here with the blue flame Hellions.
Yeah, cute little move. And this is going to end pretty soon. And wow, great timing by Beyond to back up.
Yeah, see, that's when you got a good StarCraft player. It's
Yeah.
like he's not just going to keep going. He's like, oh, I'm having some success. I don't want this to end. He gets in there, does the damage, and then backs out.
Yeah, it was just a little pressure. Didn't end up really killing anything, which is fine. You don't have to kill anything. It was completely worth it. Even losing that, it was completely worth it. Slowed it down. Put a little tiny amount of damage on some various things. Just kind of spooked him.
Yeah, it did spook him a little bit. Uh-oh! Oh, my God.
That's
One
a
or
lot
two
of
more
damage.
shots. Nice split in the last second by Sound. That split saved the day.
Yes, he certainly did. And Beyond's doing a great job, man. 17 workers killed. 48 SCVs to 28. That is so many more for Beyond. Beyond is going mech. Getting his 3rd command at the moment. While Sound is just making, Marauders, basically.
Yeah.
It's not a good place to be in.
Now, he does have some Hellions ready to counterattack in here, too. And Sound may feel a little bit of pressure to, start doing something on the map instead of just absorbing or deflecting attacks. And that's what we're going to have. We'll get a shot at it in a minute. Oh, but these Marauders.
Look at that, just running right by the Siege Tank. He doesn't care. Going after the mules. Is taking out a few SCVs there. 28 SCVs against 55. Beyond continues to take a lead.
Siege Tank's moving out now with the Hellions. He's going to be careful because a counter push can occur here.
Green Marauder is really more mobile than mech. And it looks like a single tank contain here. Basically what he wants is for his opponent to attack in with some Hellions and or Siege Tanks and just stim the Marines and Marauders and run in and kill it. But Beyond, realistically, should just sit there and make units. Just continue his harassment via dropships if he wants, but that's it.
Oh, medevac spotted. Oh!
Nice and quick turnaround there. Wouldn't it be cool if as the mule is falling, it could be shot?
What would be cool is if the mule, as it falls, could actually hit an air unit and kill it. Not the wing of a Viking.
So what you're saying is we should make mules better.
You need to make them stronger.
I thought you switched to Protoss stasis.
Maybe give them a ranged attack.
So there's actually, do I want my mule to mine or do I want him to attack?
I want to make it so they have Size Storm when they land. We want at least 75 energy.
Size storms, whatever it lands on, I like that actually. Because then you land it in your mineral line, you're like, you kill your own SCVs. 94 supply right now for Sound, 145 for Beyond. It's actually kind of funny how far ahead he's getting.
Yeah, that's a pretty massive lead.
37 SCVs to 70, almost twice as many for Beyond. He's going to have to start thinking about really pushing out, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's starting to push out with his Viking Siege Tank composition.
He's got a pretty serious Siege Tank outnumbering here.
And Beyond, unfortunately, has less Vikings. Oh, there's more Vikings coming up, and he will be able to win the air battle. Just going to give him the spotting advantage. And Sound is going to make a hasty retreat. That is the sound of defeat.
Whoa!
Nice blue flame Hellion drop going on. Just 2 in the main, making the SCVs run. Going to go for the natural as well. SCVs running away very quickly.
Taken out. No, not even. Oh! I spoke too soon. Nice. All those SCVs, I don't know if he had a medevac on him, but they healed up too quick. Oh, man. He's got to be careful, Sound does.
And Beyond has successfully taken his 3rd base and is now almost twice the supply, 87 to 160. Beyond is absolutely crushing Sound. This kid ain't going to make a peep this game.
Nope. No, we will not, Artosis.
Trying to go around for a counterattack.
Oh, this could work, but the problem is if he just sieges up outside that expansion, the natural expansion, it's going to be pretty good.
Beyond siege up some tanks. Bringing up his Hellions just as
Nice, send out the SCVs here.
Does not matter too much. Lands the other units. Beyond coming back with his siege tank horde. The Marauders, I mean, they did a pretty good job. You know, he killed off a lot. But he also lost everything. So
and now he's trying to take out all these SCVs over here. Meanwhile, this is just brilliant.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No more SCVs, that's it, GG.
All right. That, sir, was one-sided.
That was.
Just showing why he's in the round of 8 of Code S, and we've never heard of Sound.
Another game where it was a little bit more one-sided than Mobius Strip.
Yes.
You know? All right, well, Sound obviously disappointed, but what are you going to do? You're up against Beyond, you know?
Yeah. You're going to get crushed. That's what tasteless.
No, StarTale intentionally puts a player like that out there, not because he's well-rounded and, you know, he can take out a bunch of players. He's saying, well, we're probably just going to beat ZeNEX, so let's send a new guy out there, give him some experience.
It's a smart move. If Sound is one of your up-and-comers, you've got to start prepping him. Because if you don't, man, eventually, yeah, he will make it into Code A. But when he gets there, he's going to have to play on stage, and it's going to be so stressful. Having never done it before, he's just going to fall to Code B again. He's going to become this poor guy that's so depressed, tries so hard, but just can't do it.
Experience is everything, man.
It really is.
It really is.
It's important to have stage experience. It's unbelievably important. We see players that are just not nearly as good as the people they're playing beat them quite often because they've just been around and have the stage experience. They're like, well, you kill me in practice, but I know how to play with people watching me and cheering. And
it's
Tastos
so important.
is analyzing my moves. That's stressful.
That's got to be scary, actually, because we're pretty harsh.
We're the harshest commentators there are.
There are. Yeah, absolutely. I'll just give ourselves credit for that now. We like high-five ourselves. Who do they bring out next?
I don't know, actually.
I would say bring out heavy hitter, maybe July.
Virus, I think. No, don't bring out Terran. Don't bring out Terran. Put out Protoss. Is that Curious? I want to say it is, but I don't know all their faces yet.
It is Curious. Okay.
All right, cool. See how he can do. The map is Metalopolis, so that's a good choice against Beyond, of course.
Now Beyond's off to a pretty good start here. It is interesting. They did put Beyond out first.
You know, it's a cool strategy. You know, ZeNEX, they are not favored against StarTale, but Beyond is a player that absolutely he can beat anyone on StarTale. He can do it. So putting him out there is going to give them some sort of momentum, and I like that. I think that's a cool move. Cool move to start out with. Start out with him, end with line. Use your next two strongest players in between.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
And, you know, with a little bit of luck, Yun takes out 1, 2, maybe even 3 players. Because he's good enough to do that. There's not a lot of backups for him, but you send out a couple guys and maybe one of them can snipe someone good. And then you have line. IMO.
Curious, we've seen him play. He's very good, but has had kind of moderate, if anything, success. Nothing too impactful. Another camera shot.
Dude,
next time I'm like picking my nose, I'm like eating it.
I was actually sitting here like playing with my double-jointed finger. Yeah,
oh,
that's creepy,
don't do that. Oh, why do you? Oh. You look at me like breaking your hand and stuff in front of me, man.
I like just break my finger and then like go like this and just rip it off. I like put it in my pocket. You're like, you're crazy. I'm like gushing blood right there. Tomorrow, Tasteless casts with Wolf.
All right, we got a VCR coming up for you guys, so check that out.
Those are probably so 10 years ago, man. It's all about DVDs now. You crazy guy.
That's the term. That's the industry term, Artosis.
All right.
So we're probably going to have interviewed the coaches, see what they say, see how they're feeling, see what's up, how's life, how you think your team's going to do in the GSL. Don't laugh at me, Artosis.
네, 저희 팀 저번에 IM전에 지고 나서 이제 그때 숙소 가서 이제 현우가 자기가 이제 무조건 다음에 나가서 올킬을 하겠다고 계속 이제 그런 말을 했기 때문에 처음엔 제가 안 된다고 했는데 계속 끈질기게 자기 하겠다고 하니까 결국에 허락했습니다. 네, 저희가 이제 1승 1패지만 1패한 게 그래도 이제 강력한 우승 후보란 IM이기 때문에 크게 신경을 안 쓰고 남은 경기 열심히 하면 좋은 결과 있을 거라 생각합니다. 저희가 전에 한번 진 적이 있지만 그때는 저희 팀원들이 너무 경험도 없었고 이제 지금은 저희 팀이 매우 이제 분위기가 좋기 때문에 저희 팀원 선수들이 하나하나 열심히 해나가면 이제 충분히 이길 수 있다고 생각합니다. StarTale 각오하시는 게 좋을 것 같습니다.
네, 제 생각은 약간 틀린 게 일단은 NX소서랑 앞에 IM은 어차피 2승 할 줄 알고 있었고 NX소서가 약간 제 생각보다 좀 잘했는데 상대한 팀들이 또 이렇게 강팀들이 아니라고 제가 생각하기 때문에 큰 변수로 생각하진 않고요. 저희가 그냥 이기면 되니까 이길 수 있다는 마인드로 준비하고 있습니다. 최지성 선수는 언제든지 출격 대기하고 있고요. 아마 오늘도 세트 득실이 어떻게 될지 모르겠지만 아마 조금 저희가 좀 위기 상황이 온다면 지성이가 아마 나갈 겁니다. 변현우 선수랑 김상준 선수를 생각하고 왔고요. 그 두 선수만 잡으면 저희가 쉽게 이기고 올라갈 수 있을 거라고 생각하기 때문에 제넥스 아마 저희 팀 오늘 이기기 쉽지 않을 겁니다.
You know, it's really interesting to hear that Byun was one of the players they're worried about, because this means the pick to use Curious is very intentional.
Yeah. You know, I have to say, I always forget about Puzzle, and I underbuild ZeNEX because of that. It's too bad. But Puzzle is actually really quite good as well.
Yeah.
So they actually do have 3 strong players. They're becoming quite a solid team, I guess. You know?
No, it reminds you a little bit of early Prime, where it's like they had a bunch of ringers. You know what I mean? A bunch of well, you're pretty good. Maybe you'll get around at 32. You win your first GSL Code S, or not Code S, pre-Code S Code A when we just had it in the Super Tournament format. Maybe you'll get that far. Will you ever be top 8, top 4? No. Now the Prime players are a force to be reckoned with. Marine King, and Optimus Prime.
All teams will eventually do that as well. Happened in StarCraft 1.
Yeah.
Even the teams that had less money, eventually they had players hitting top 4 and stuff.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for these guys to get ready, but it should be an interesting match. TVZ, if Byun wins this, it's going to get a little bit shaky here for StarTale. They don't have a ton of players they can use left over.
Between Jelizerg and Bomber, they have pretty solid players.
Yeah. But not a big multitude of other guys that might be good snipers.
Well, the map is Metalopolis. Let's show you that. There it is. Metalopolis. Would never lie to you.
We would never lie to you. I've been hurt before, Tasteless. We'll just settle down.
Learn to love again.
Papa Tasteless and Uncle Artosis are here to help you. Now the countdown is starting. ZeNEX against StarTale. Byun against Curious. Who's going to win? Not entirely sure, but we're going to find out in a few minutes here at the GSL Team League. Let's go.